guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Audrey. I make bookish videos and I have been a little MIA, just a little bit, and I might touch on that a little bit in a different video. But if you're watching this is the day after Mother's Day and my birthday. So if you don't know already, or you don't know by now, this is going to be a birthday haul. I've got a couple books here that my fiance got for me, so I'm going to share them with you. As always, I don't know a lot about these books, but I'm going to try to explain my best. And so let's get into that. But before I get into that, just happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. If you're watching my video, well, happy belated, because like I said, Mother's Day was yesterday. So let's get into it. So the first book that I got, you guys, is called Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. I think I saw on Instagram a comment about thriller authors, and so this is supposed to be like a mystery thriller, I believe, and this follows two fathers of these two men who were together, and these men either disappear or they are murdered, something like that. And so now these two men are kind of coming together to dealing with the loss and kind of trying to figure out like the mystery. So that's kind of what I'm getting from this book. So I heard that he's a great author, so I just really wanted to try an S.A. Cosby book because I have not read any of his books, and I've been in more of a mystery, like thriller mood. So this just seemed like really perfect. Next we have Everyone in My Family Has Someone. The title alone just got me because what? I have no idea what this is about. I just saw this at Barnes & Noble and I was like, I clearly am in a mystery thriller vibe. I think when the summer comes around, I feel like I'm more in the mood for like fast-paced books, and I feel like that's why I'm kind of in a slump right now, because I haven't really been reading like fast-paced, and right now, especially be back in school, I just want fast-paced. So I think this is like 300 something pages, a little thriller, so I'm hoping it will keep me like on my toes. The title alone sold me. So it says in the back, everyone in my family has someone. Some of us, the high achievers, have more than once. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but it's the truth. Some of us are good, others are bad, and some just unfortunate. Have I someone? Yes, I have. Who was it? Let's get started. What? So everyone, it says here, my brother, my stepsister, my wife, my father, my mother, my sister-in-law, my uncle, my stepfather, my aunt, me. This just sounds so good. We have Chain Gang All-Stars. This book, I believe, is like mystery, thriller, like it's everything so far. Apparently it follows these two women who are a couple, and they are like all-star warriors because they have to fight for their freedom. And so these women are champions, and so they because they're champions, they keep fighting for their freedom. And now I think they're being pinned against each other. Maybe mistaken, but that's kind of like the vibes that I'm getting from this. This is like a dystopian, and I love a good dystopian. So there's some fantasy in here, like dystopian vibes. Again, I feel like I'm more in the mood for mystery thrillers, but this one sounds really good, so I definitely will be picking this up soon just to see. Crying in H Mart, and I honestly don't know what this is about. I think this is more of a memoir, more of a autobiography kind of this author, but I think the title alone just got me because It has like the ramen, and it's just this cover just sold me alone. Oh, okay, so it is like an autobiography. The Shell is a indie rock musician. I had to put like everything on hold kind of because her mom got ill. So this will be interesting. I picked it up because I thought this was supposed to be funny. So I don't know what my expectations are now, knowing that this is like an autobiography. So we will see, because I really thought this was supposed to be like funny, and now that I know that this is like an autobiography, don't know how I feel about this one now, but she might get read soon. Next, we got The Tower of Dawn. This is a part of the Throne of Glass series. I am still on Hair of Fire, and I simply am just not in the mood for fantasy, but I do want to continue the series, so I just wanted to have the next ones on deck, so I already have them. Plus, my fiance was buying me books, so I was like, might as well throw a book in a series that I'm already in. So this again will be following Selena. I think this is the one that you tandem read. The end is Kingdom of Ash, so I think this one and Empire of Storms you tandem read. So I wanted to have these because as soon as I am in the mood, I think I am just gonna start like binging it back to back. But right now I'm not in the fantasy mood, so this is a fantasy and a part of the Throne of Glass series. I feel like when the summer comes, or like when it gets nice outside, I feel like I'm more of a mystery thriller type of like literary fiction. Maybe throw in like a fantasy dystopian every now and then, but definitely heavy on mystery thrillers and lit fic right now. And we got The Nightingale. I've been seeing this everywhere, and this is a thick one. You know how I feel about thick books, but I've been actually overcoming it, as we can see, because I've been reading. This is supposed to be a historical fiction set in World War II, and this follows two sisters, so we're getting 2 points of view, and I think there is some romance in here. And it just, I've seen this everywhere, and everybody raves about this author and her work. Don't know why I decided to start with the biggest one, because she did have some other smaller ones when I was looking at Barnes & Noble. But I think just because this one, I've seen talking about this book has said like it was a 5-star and it was so good. And even though they didn't like historical fiction, like they really did like this. And I'm not big on historical fiction, so that's kind of where I'm like, but I want to give it a try, because I do see my taste in books kind of changing a little bit, especially with the season, but just in general, as I get older, I do see myself changing in what I like to read. So who knows, I might find a new author that I like. Next up, I have King of Sloth here. I cannot wait to read this. I have to figure out my bookshelf over there so that I can get this in here. This is a romance, so I think I want to read this soon while I'm still reading romances, because I am really trying to get some thrillers and mysteries. But I have to stop everything and read this. This is a part of the Kings of Sins series. This is book number 4. This is gonna follow Xavier and Salome, and Salome is kind of like a workaholic, and Xavier is just like bad boy partier. So I cannot wait to see how they get together. I've been like dying for this book. I actually downloaded it on my Kindle because I didn't get the book, and I was like, I don't know, like I haven't seen it everywhere. Then I finally seen it at the table, and I snatched it up. So I have this on my Kindle, and I have it here. It is on Kindle Unlimited, so I didn't buy it both places. But I cannot wait. This is a billionaire romance, so I'm gonna put this back in the bag for now so I can make room on that bookshelf, because I probably will just read it on my, I don't know, I might read the physical book because I like having the physical book. So I actually might take this back upstairs with me, actually, so I can go back and forth between the physical book and the Kindle. So I'm gonna put it back in the bag right now, because this I'm so excited. Next, we got the reappearance of Rachel Price. This is gonna be my first book by Holly Jackson. This is a YA, and if you know, I'm not really in the, like, I don't really read too many YAs, but again, this is like a mystery. This woman, Rachel Price, goes missing, and the story follows her daughter because she just kind of pops back up out of nowhere after years of being missing with no explanation at all. Plus, look at the cover. Yeah. This is kind of a thick one too for it being a YA, but the reason why I picked this up is because I started reading the Natural series, and that's also YA, like YA Criminal Minds, and so I really like that. So, you know, I might like this, a little quick mystery. So we'll see. I have The Invisible Life of Addie Larue. This is by V.E. Sloth, and she is slowly becoming an auto-buy author for me. On my Kindle, I have her other series, The Darker Shades of Magic. And again, I really haven't been in the mood to read that, but I do want to get into it, maybe like fall time, because it just feels like it would be like a little cozy fantasy. So I might end up saving this again for around that time, because this is it has some elements of fantasy in it, I think. I don't know what this would be described as. It was under fantasy, but it just follows Addie Larue, and apparently one can remember her name because she like has lived for like 300 years or so, and she's kind of cursed with like people not remembering her because she lives like so long. So no one remembers her name. So one day everything changes and someone does remember her, and it kind of goes from there. So I just heard people say that this is a really good book. I absolutely love her writing in Vicious, so I'm ready to read more by her. So I was like, I just need to go ahead and pick this up. She's definitely like an auto-buy author for me. Her writing is amazing. I love it. Alright, and so the last book that I got, a part of this haul, is Anita de Monte, Laughs Last. This is a literary fiction book. Anita, she is an artist, and she tragically dies, and a student studying history stumbles upon Anita and like her work, because her name has kind of been forgotten by now, because she was an artist popular back in 1985, and then she passed away, so then she kind of became forgotten. And so this college student stumbles upon her work, studying history, and then she kind of starts getting like social status, and she is trying to learn more about what happened with Anita. So I don't know why, the cover, I think, and the title just made me like really drawn to this book. I also have not seen anyone really talk about this book either, so I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead, give it a go, because my guy is telling me that like I want to read this book. So I'm trying to also find books that I like, not just books that are like popular. Like you'll see like a lot of those books I saw on TikTok or Instagram, and I see a lot of people talking about it, but I haven't really seen anyone talk about this. And I keep seeing it like everywhere. I see it at Target, I keep seeing it like Barnes and Noble, and I was like, I think it's finally time for me to just pick it up and read this book. I'm kind of blind in it because, again, all I know is this character Anita has died, and it's now years later, so I want to know why she's laughing last, I guess. The title itself just basically sold me. If I'm like, point period blank, the title sold me. Oh yeah, and it has been a while since I filmed, so this is my new bookshelf behind me and my new little chair. So I will have to try to rearrange like my little TBR, because right now this is all the books that need to be read on my physical TBR. And it actually isn't a lot. I actually only got 10 books that I added to that, and before that I think I counted at like 24. or 30, something like that. Somewhere in between 24 and 30, plus 10 that I just showed you guys for my haul. So we're actually not doing too bad. Again, I am kind of trying to stick to series that I think I'm going to be continuing. So some of the books on that TBR are part of series. Some of them are first books in the series. Some of them have been on my TBR for a long time. So I do think I might go through and do an unhaul of a couple books that I just don't think I'm going to read, if there are any on there. And yeah, we're gonna call that a day. But that was my birthday haul. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.